Now, anti-Semitism is on the rise around the world, with attacks against Jews becoming a daily occurrence. And so Israel is now calling for a global coalition to fight against this age-old phenomenon. Well, joining us to discuss is Yuval David, an Emmy award-winning actor, filmmaker, news commentator, and activist. Yuval, welcome to ILTV.
Thank you for having me on. Above everything else that you just introduced me as, is I'm a Jewish activist. I have been a Jewish activist for the majority of my life in the battle against anti-Semitism, in the battle against the people who hate us, the Jewish people, in support of Israel, and hoping to activate all Jews and our allies to be soldiers in this war.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I was last living in the United States back in the 1970s, mid-70s, and I too was a Jewish activist, a Zionist activist, and ended up moving here. I remember dealing with the Black Panthers, the SDS, neo-Nazis, the John Birch Society. Why do you guys think things are so much worse today?
Things are worse today because things started developing. Anti-Semitism was developing within collegiate environments, within left-leaning civil rights and social justice movements, within all of these different elements of society, to the point that they became acceptable, that the hatred of Jews became acceptable in the spaces that seek justice, that seek tolerance, that seek acceptance and rights for other people. And within those movements, the hatred of Jews became allowed. Now, in this crazy world that we live in, anti-Semitism is openly accepted in the light of day. Those haters no longer lurk in the shadows. They are seen in our political forums, they're seen across media, they're definitely seen across social media, but even out in public, where it's dangerous for Jews to walk around with things like this, a Magen David, around our necks.
Well, even back then in the 1970s, I came to the conclusion that the only solution for anti-Semitism, as far as I'm concerned, in the long term, is to come on Aliyah and to live here. In the meantime, while I was back in the States, we were spending our time protecting synagogues, learning self-defense, and actually learning how to shoot guns. Do you advise any of those things for the Jewish community?
Yeah, we're back in those times. I'm on a speaking tour across the United States and Canada. I speak to Jewish communities. Actually, I speak with, I don't speak to empower these communities to be strong Jews, to be strong allies of the Jewish people. That requires an understanding of self-defense. It requires further education to understand our peoplehood, to understand our history, and to understand who we are today. Sadly, a strange phenomenon within the Jewish experience is that much of our Jewish history has been defined by anti-Semites, by the people who hate Jewish people. That's why we talk about unity. That's why this connection between Jews in Israel and Jews around the world is so very important. We are all in this war together. We're going to lose many battles, and we already have, and we're going to continue to. But if we want to win this war, we need to all recognize that everybody has to do something, whether you run for office, whether you are a politician, whether you support and work within an organization, write letters, march in the streets, are active on social media, or even just follow social media influencers like myself.
Yuval, sorry we're out of time now. Keep up the good fight and have a happy Purim.
We're all in this together. Thank you so much.